Nah, I feel you. Live on every end.
Oh, we live.
I watched the motherfucker bang that shit one time and not smoke that shit for the rest of the weekend. We were the cannabis cup. I watched the nigga.
That shit sound dangerous as fuck.
Boy, I seen niggas pass out, nigga. We was doing the game was there doing the show. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. They was giving out big ass Rice Krispie bars about this big, right? These motherfuckers was 5,000 milligrams of infused THC. The game called a little Mexican dude up there, right? And he was like, man, if you knock this out, we'll give you a prize and you can take that back. Mind you, this is a brick. Dog came back 15 to 20 minutes later, had a nibble off that brick, face was beat red like dog's shirt. He was like, what you want to do with the rest? He was like, I want to share it with the homies. If you would have seen how beat red that dude fool looked up that cat. Hey, it was beat.
Yeah, buddy, you already know what it is. Old heads, we back at it, man. Saturday night, episode 34, man. You already know. It's our first show of the year. Yeah, buddy. Good day to be alive, man. I'm your co-host, Omar, a.k.a. O'Milly, a.k.a. that dude, a.k.a. Mr. Rello. If you know, you know. And we got a great show today for y'all. We got Prime versus Prime. Always my favorite segment. Who is the best scorer? Who's the better scorer? Gilbert Arenas or Damian Lillard? Ugh. Then we're gonna be talking about the young man from Buffalo. What's the gentleman's name? Hammond. Yeah, Damar Hamlin. We're gonna be talking about him. Great update on him. Also, we're gonna be doing our NBA All-Star mock draft today, man. Our first NBA mock draft. So, man, we got some great show today for y'all. But I'm gonna go ahead and let these brothers introduce themselves. Old Heads, episode 34. Let's get it.
Man, Hendo G, a.k.a. French Loaf out in Philly, man. If you don't know, you know, man.
French Loaf.
I'm going to get a shirt like that. That's the next one. The French Loaf shirt coming. March, around my birthday. French Loaf coming.
You should.
Little boy B.I., man. Holla at him, man. Over here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we gotta talk about Damar Hamlin, man, of the Denver Broncos. The safety, if you guys haven't heard, went into cardiac arrest on the field. Was a very scary moment. I actually watched that live. They actually had to resuscitate him on the field. I have never seen anything like that in an NFL game. But he seems to be doing better. I believe he sent out a tweet to the team. Crazy. The first thing when he woke up was that he asked, did the team win? Mm-hmm. Just great news. Young man seems to have a great head on his shoulders, doing what he loves to do. Just happy. I hate that it happened, but I'm happy that it seems to be trending in the right direction. He's getting healthy. Everyone out there, man, we old heads, take care of yourself. I understand when you're young, man. I understand that this gentleman, he didn't do anything wrong, but just in general, man, take care of yourself, man. Life is so precious, man. It can be gone just like that. So, man, take care of yourself. Happy that he's, doing better. And how do you guys feel about that? You think the NFL, now they did say that game they're not going to play it again. You think that was the right decision, or you think that they should have, played that game?
They had to play that game, man. I'm sorry. It didn't have to be played that day, but later on because of the value of the game. And it'd been different, I think, if it was an earlier season game. But given how much value that game had, it was one of them games that should have been rescheduled, I feel.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like we've never seen an exception like this, and I feel like when it comes to this is something the league should make an exception for. How basketball has that bubble play or has that play in like they did in the bubble and stuff. I feel like this should have been a rescheduled game for the end of the year. After this, they should have had to play one more time. Refunded the fans their tickets and let them get to see the game that they were supposed to see. Because at the end of the day, And this is not to sound mean. The game still got to go on. That game had a lot of value to it. And I would have stopped the game earlier in my sake, but they had to go through the regulations and the rules of what the NFL provides. I hope that man does end up in a better situation, because right now, it's not. I'm not saying it's not looking good. It's better from it, but who knows a couple years down the line where this might affect him, and that's kind of where I'm kind of worried for him. The thing that we don't really talk about the NFL is the NFL is just really shitty about people when they do get injured and the injury takes you away from the game. A lot of the contracts that the people sign in the NFL say that you have to be 56 in order to catch any type of disability or anything, and the NFL also has their own procedures and doctors and lawyers to where if you have to leave the game for several years, they would investigate their own situation. Even if a certified doctor told you that you were disabled and stuff, they would have to send their doctors in to qualify for that and then determine if you were eligible for an NFL pension and stuff like that. And I think everything that we're doing right now for him, setting up the GoFundMe, this is for further things down the year. Right now, this man may have money, but that doesn't determine what his family does and what's going to come out of pocket for the further hospital bills going further. Who knows what this man might have to go through, and that's what I'm kind of worried for. I hope this man is able to make a full recovery for him, his family, and his friends, but this is something that will really take you away from the game, because another hit like that could be life-ending. And what is the NFL going to do to help him out? And that's going to be nothing. And that's what I feel bad for. Because if you look at the NFL actually treats their veterans that got hurt, it's very shitty.
Yeah, it's sad.
If you're not a great player, and even if you are a great player, they still kind of treat you shitty. And that's what the NFL is known for, regardless of your stature.
Dave Durison, Jim McMahon, I can think of just the 85 Bears. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers that had serious, issues after playing the game. And like the NFL just seemed to not care at all. That is sad. And then again, I gotta go back to, this is a hard conversation to have. To answer the question, I felt like they let the cameras going too long for us to see what's happening for too damn long, and they didn't stop the game fast enough to answer the question. But yeah, man, same point in time, when it comes to, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say anything negative towards the NFL, because without having answers or suggestions, you know what I'm saying, I don't feel like you part of the solution. You just, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to harp on them, because I don't have any answers either. Just like with this damn game. What the hell are we really supposed to do? These dudes in playoff contention.
Right.
I ain't got the answers for that. I don't know if to play the game, when to play the game, where to play the game, or how to account for it if you don't. You know what I'm saying? So, not being, an authority on that whole topic, I can't really go into depth, because I don't want to get us canceled or no shit. You know what I'm saying?
But the NBA, and I know that's not the same thing, the NBA, if they would have had a situation like that, and they've had, because there's been people that collapse on their floor, they still played that game, all right? Because you remember the big guy Curry that the Bulls had once drafted, the reason we didn't want to pull him back is what happened?
I ain't even know.
He had heart murmur. His heartbeat was like a half a tick off or something.
He has something going on in his personal life, so I didn't know that's why he didn't play ball again.
Yeah, but there was some things going with his heart, and that's why they didn't really sign health issues. But there's been things like that happen on the court. NBA has either stopped games and rescheduled them or let the game play on. I'm not saying that game should have been playoff, but it definitely should have been a rescheduled game, because there was a lot to be grown. Because if we put this at a neutral and it goes further, this could put a lock on to where you guys would have to potentially play another game anyways. So let's call it what it is. When we call it end of the season, they still got one more game on like a Thursday night or something. That's not going to hurt them.
Right. Yeah, you got to figure it out in some way.
I think the NFL did the right thing. I think they absolutely shouldn't have played that game. I'm looking at it from a player's perspective. Those players were shot. It wasn't like it was like a broken leg or something like that. Like, them guys were shot. And like, we all play sports, whether or not you play at a professional level or not. You understand a lot of sports is the head up. So I feel like at that point, those players were shot. So you couldn't play that game that night. And we all know if your head's not in the game, then you're taking a risk. Not only not playing right, then you're taking a risk of someone else getting hurt.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So I feel like definitely you shouldn't have played it that night. And I think going forward, I think it's so many logistics, because either way it goes, it's not going to be fair. If you start that game at 7-3, we don't know. People not looking at. They have an NFL schedule for a reason. Chicago goes on the circus road trip because the circus is occupying the United Center.
Right.
So we don't know if they can reschedule that game that time because they might have a Metallica concert that might or something like that. That might be paid. So I just feel like.
But what they said was going to happen anyway, but they might still have to run that game, but at a neutral location, which would be at somebody else's stadium and stuff. So, I like these are options that was going to be inevitable that I give. These ain't just something that I'm.
No.
But this was something that the game I feel like was going to have to come down due to the high value of the winner of that game or the loser because of how the standings are. That's what it is, and if it goes vice versa, that might cost somebody a potential Super Bowl run.
Yeah,
and that's
that'll
put you an asterisk right up there with the bubble and the NBA. Like
it would.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, but we've seen this. We almost see this yearly from the NFL.
True.
I mean, look at the butt fumble.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are several things that happen in the playoffs every year that can cost someone a Super Bowl. I just feel like this just happened to be one of those anomalies.
But never really a damn near a death during a game.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. This is just one
maybe
of those
an injury.
Maybe an injury. One of those anomalies to where you're just gonna have to eat it. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna have to eat it. I personally think the Buffalo Bills would not have an issue playing at a neutral site, knowing that their teammate or their brother is going to be okay. That's just my opinion.
But another big shout out to Cincinnati, because even as opposing players, they really handled that situation very elegantly.
Yeah.
I've seen players just kind of not give 100%, but there was a Bengal player that didn't leave dude's room. And I think it was the dude that he hit.
Yeah.
I don't think Dog left. I don't think he left until he found out Dog was all right. Now we're opposing players. I don't have to do all that, and I've seen a lot of Bengals go out their way, both coaching staff and players, to help comfort fellow NFL players in a time of need. Where shit could have had their mind real fucked up because you don't know if it's life or death. And when you actually, when you from areas like we from, if you've seen any type of death or something like that, that's a very traumatizing thing, and that can take you away from a game permanently. You know what I'm saying? So when you see stuff like that, you have to honor, these people are also real life, individual, living human beings, and just not athletes. They got hearts, they got souls, and everything like that. And to watch somebody go down like that you work with, your companion, you compete with, you see him every day from the gym to practice to back to gym. You see him more than you see your family. It'll take your mind away from it. If you don't got your mind and heart in the game, you can't play the game. And I've seen things like this take people all the way completely away from the game. So to see the Cincinnati, come and comfort them guys in their time of need, that's, hats off to them, man. That was great.
Real talk, man. Real talk. But moving right along, man, with more technology today, why do you guys think players seem to be getting hurt more often than ever? I mean, you would think with the more technology that we have and, advance in medicine, why do you guys think we see guys with ACLs, injuries, and they seem to be strong?
Because of advancements. Because normally when you would see an ACL tear like that, you would see a person take a proper time off. But now we got so much good advanced shit, we getting these guys right back in here and they tearing the other one. That's what's happening. We rushing these guys back in here too fast with too much advancement. These injuries, I was having a conversation with my man's earlier today even about the Trey Lance injury. He's saying he's going to be back next year. I'm saying that's a 2-year injury. Because not only do you have to heal from the injury, you have to know what it's like to play after this injury to where you can feel comfortable with your body. If you can't trust your legs, you're not going to trust your mind. Now you off. You ain't going to be the same. You're not complete. It's like a man with a jumper. If your legs ain't coming through with your follow through, you ain't going to make it.
But you know why I say bigger, faster, stronger though? Is that old story about Bo Jackson when he got hurt. The doctor used the word torque.
Yeah, it's the same thing about Derrick Rose. So.
Yep.
Torque. So, you know what I'm saying? When I say bigger, faster, stronger, I think of an athlete like Fan, which is still a freak ass injury. It still is. His fucking hip got dislodged. You know what I'm saying? When dude fell on this shit, he was going that fucking fast. And if he was any slower, If he was any slower, he would have been okay, but he was so fast, the top half of his body was still going too goddamn fast.
Right.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So that's really a freak injury. He was too strong, too fast, whatever. But like, it's the same theory when you think about guys being bigger and faster and stronger now. You know what I'm saying? Injuries can be sustained almost easier when it's self-inflicted because of that. And all the working out and staying in shape. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, dude would have a beer or some shit, show up at the baseball field, hit some home runs, and go home and have some more beers. You know what I'm saying? And like nowadays, you know, all the strength and conditioning for every sport now. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers get hurt in practice a lot of times, not even just the game.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers get hurt and they out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like all that preparation too, man. Like, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So I figured, you know what I mean?
But at the end of the day, we also talking about a full contact sport. And whenever you have a full contact sport and there are men competing in this full contact sport for a trophy to win it all, there's inevitably gonna be injuries. I've never seen a football year with no injuries. I've never seen any sport year. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
You cannot prepare yourself for an injury because you don't know when this tight end is gonna step back and step on your foot, and this person's gonna push you and you're gonna twist your leg. You never know that. You can only play preventable things and try to go forward with it. It's inevitable. This is a contact sport. There's always gonna be injuries. Since the very first game of football, there's gonna be injuries. The difference is back then, and even sometimes now, there was a guy that would look at their finger bent all the way to the right and be like, you know what? I'm all right, coach.
Yeah.
Tape him to the second one and throw me in. Certain people are bred for this, just like certain people are bred for the Army.
I'm trying to tell you. You ain't gonna be on the injury report if your ass.
No. Some people are different. Just some people are just physically built different. That's all I'm gonna say. But I agree with you, bigger, stronger, faster, because now, unlike back in the day, instead of having this, tight end who would never catch this ball, who would just be a blocker, now I got a 289 dude going out for a pass, and I gotta expect to hit this man, and I'm a corner, and I only weigh 180 pounds. So I'm just saying, look at Gronk. I'm just saying, when the game evolves and people evolve, it's going to be stuff like this because there's going to be mismatches at any given times. This is what a defense or offense looks for constantly. It's mismatches, trying to get the biggest person on the smallest person, or the fastest person past the biggest person. And with that being said, that's where the injuries was always going to come. Because you come out here and you put this fast 5'8" Reggie Bush-like guy, and I'm an Urlac-like linebacker, and you give me a free shot, oh yeah, dog probably going to be injured when I'm done with this. He not going to play the next play.
Yeah, for real.
But
I'm not trying to tackle.
I agree with
Derrick
you.
Henry,
No.
Adrian Peterson, Jerome Bettis. I don't want to tackle these guys.
Not at all.
I'm just keeping
Not
it
at all.
real, though. I don't want to tackle Eddie George. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
Like, no,
And I
I'm
can-
straight.
But that's what it is, and there is nothing the NFL can do. They can make better technology in the helmets and the shoulder pads and the knee braces and the chest and everything. Everything. Mouth guards for concussion, everything. They can shorten the field. It's not gonna stop injuries. We have big ass dudes out here, 397, 400 pounds, 387. We're asking them to block people that are faster. Of course, you're gonna pull a muscle. You're gonna tear ACL. You're gonna do this. You hear some of them contacts, some of that be shoulder pads and some of that be the contact. If this dude running a 4.2 and this dude run a 4.2 and they meet, it's gonna be a
It's psycho of me to like want to see that sometimes because like
That's
I was,
football, though.
No, I was waiting
But
this
that's
whole
football.
year. I was watching the Packers this one year when they got that running back. They got Nathan Jones. His first year there, I was just seeing him just slam into the hole, dog. And they was on their playoff run. This is Tom Brady's first year with Tampa Bay. And the reason I know this for a fact is because they met each other in the playoff and the Bucks won. But I was just waiting to see because those couple games before that, I'm watching dude just hit that hole so hard. This is almost like it's lucky that no one's really there to meet you, bro. I kept thinking that to myself because, like, once you play somebody, some linebackers that's
gonna meet you, it's gonna be a
what
concussion.
that's gonna look like? That's a whole different. He killing these other teams, but I don't know. So, and it's funny because I was watching Tampa Bay before they played, and I was like, they had two linebackers, Levante Davis is somebody else. And Levante Davis is a big dude. If y'all ain't seen this motherfucker, he big, he
Huge.
fast, and he big.
He's huge.
This motherfucker, and one of them dudes, and I was watching them just meeting dudes, right? So when they played the Packers, and one of those linebackers met that Jones kid, they knocked him out the game for the rest of the game. He was doing okay too, his first couple touches in the first quarter, but then he got hit. Exactly what I was waiting to see out of the game. This is a whole different ball game when you getting smacked like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like, I don't want to take that hit.
It's how the game is played, and it's how they teach you to play, and that's why I say injuries are inevitable. And like I said, going back on, our whole fam recovers fully and shit, you know, because this ain't how I want to see him. Grant, I'm not gonna act like Dog was a great player, but he's a good player, and he has a lot more future ahead of him at that position because he has a lot more, you know, ceiling. To be a great player is what I'm saying, you know.
He worked his ass off.
They did, man. They was having a great season, man. So I hope they continue to have a great season on his behalf, you know.
Yeah, it'd be great to see. Talking about great players, let's go to the NBA for a little bit. 10 players have went for 50 this season in the NBA, include some unlikely candidates. Pascal Siakam went for 52, as well as the Cavs young point guard Darius Garland went for 51. Also a 60-point, we talked about it last week, 60-point triple-double from Luka, and most recently a 71-point performance from Donovan Mitchell. Has scoring become too easy in the NBA, or are players that much more skilled in today's game it makes it easier to score now?
Both.
No hand checking.
Both.
Yeah,
Both.
Let's start out with the lack of defense that you're allowed to play nowadays.
Well, let's talk about the fucking skip and the gather you get to have too, which makes it impossible to fucking guard.
Let's talk about how fresh everybody's legs is. They keep taking time off for load management.
Let's talk about how I can skip, dribble, pick the ball up, pump, fake, skip, dribble, and then shoot the ball.
That travel is amazing. That new boy, the way you can hold that ball now,
Nigga.
man, motherfuckers been cold as hell. I don't know if you could have stopped
If-
Allen Iverson if you could just let him
I
just that
mean,
crossover been a little bit better.
he
If
was-
you could have
he-
held it on you for a
But
little
the
bit
reason
longer.
was he was low to catch it. These dudes be 7 foot. 6'9", you can see the underneath it. You can see this.
John Morant be the only motherfucker in half court, and he'll stand there dribbling. And the second he want to go out, he the only motherfucker there, so I don't know how you don't see it. But I know they ain't gonna call it. Hand right up under the ball.
All
When
the time.
When he get ready to take off, that ball will just
Every
like
time.
this.
But he do it so quick and
then
so
throw that
gatherful.
motherfucker. It's like, man, I'm not here to complain. I'm watching the game, but let's look at what we, you gotta notice what you
I
seeing
think
though.
given the defense, given the lack of how aggressive you can play defense without getting a call, I think it's so much easier as of this year in particular to score. If you can shoot that 3 ball and you got some type of skip to you and some dribble, there's no way that you can't break a one-on-one, and your better players are going to do that. It's so easy to score right now. I'm not saying that the defenses are getting weaker. I'm just saying the offenses are getting better because the 3 balls are coming deeper and deeper and deeper. Deeper and
Yeah,
deeper.
that's a whole other question, man. I'll be wondering.
I don't
Well,
know.
when you see-
I don't know. 'Cause
Okay,
you
for
don't
instance,
have
for instance.
people that shoot the deep ball with.
For instance, yes, you do.
I feel
Yes,
like
you
we don't
do.
guard the 3 as much as we should be. I don't
Thank
know how
you.
it's this many.
Thank you. That's
Night
what I'm
after
talking
night.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's effort though.
Yeah, but everybody
I
plays
just feel
the
like
field.
everybody in the league, they
The
don't.
game,
they're
the
not
game
pushing
right
it.
now
They're not
has
pushing it.
evolved
No.
from where useful power forwards and centers can be ran through, because sometimes if you didn't have an elite guard or something or whatever, they can still run there. But we're in a league now where there are under about 5 centers that get that type of respect in the league to where the ball runs through them. All the rest are 3 shots. Everything in the league is surrounded by the 3 ball. No more, no less.
Yeah.
If you can't shoot the 3 ball in today's league, you are not a successful team. Hands down. I don't know no team in the NBA that's just winning with 2s.
That ain't gonna happen no more.
Because it's a dead art.
Yeah.
That's why I said that it's easier to score, because it used to be back in the day, dump it to your big man, let your big man fight for it and stuff. It's none of that shit.
Yeah.
These guys are pulling out deeper and deeper
That big
and spreading
man.
the floor. And then it don't help when your center can shoot. So now your center don't even go to the middle. He in the corner. And if you an average player and you like, man, go ahead and shoot that, he gonna give it to you. And what he gonna do? Whack that motherfucker, because that's his shot.
Even Carlisle in Dallas was like, fuck it, man. We know Portland's from fuck around and scoring 2, but we rather him miss a 3 than a 2. You know what I'm saying? It just add up that way. Another story. Back when Jason Kidd was the coach of the Milwaukee Bucks, I was listening to him on the radio, on the sports radio shit, and this motherfucker was talking about how they didn't shoot threes at all back then. They had a team where they didn't shoot threes, and it wasn't adding up because other teams were taking 33s a game, and without taking that many, he did the math on how basically you finna lose.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Every time you score 2 and somebody else is scoring 3, by the time you get to 30, guess what they got? You know what I'm saying? So it's like
they broke down the math. I can shoot 6 threes and make 2 of them, and you can shoot up 8 motherfucking shots in the paint. And if you make them, you can make all them shots in the paint. And I can do this and double that. And that's why I say the game. But the game has evolved to where it is easier to score because everybody shoots the 3. Your center shoots the 3. Your power forward shoots the 3. Hell, the goddamn assistant coach shoots the 3. Everybody on the motherfucking team shoots the 3. Everybody. And every successful team that we see in the playoffs has consistent 3-point shooters when they're successful. When we see the Heat, when they had their run, Jimmy wasn't shooting good, but Tyler Hero shooting very well. Duncan Robinson was shooting well. Adebayo had a consistent middle game, and everybody was gelling. When that shit broke, they was broke. When Tatum has to play in those big games, if he doesn't shoot the 3 ball consistently well, they lose those games because they need him to shoot. Him and Jaylen Brown and Smart, and with a mixture at that time was my ball head dude, the power forward. I can't think of the ball head dude, man. The funny shot, Horford. Al Horford. But Al Horford, you can count on him for at least one of those 3 threes because he can shoot a consistent 30% of the time. But remember when they were doing good, he was shooting that 3 ball for him. I'm just giving you an idea because that's kind of how it works now because that's when they were scoring highly. Now they're more defensively sound. They don't take them many shots. They let their stars take care of it and they stay defensively sound.
So why you think it's easier to do all that? Why you think it's easier to score there and not there?
Because of how you allow the dribblers to do from a gather to a dribbler to a drop step, and you allow them extra steps to where like you can pump fake almost damn near and still take another dribble. And if you're even a defense player, you have to go for one of them. You have to commit to one of them. And like I said, I've seen people where like Kyrie, he catches it right here and he catches it. If you bring the ball up this high, I'm gonna think you're shooting it, and then he's able to drop it and put it back down. Those moves are gonna break any defender. You can't guard that. There's no way to guard that. So you're giving the offensive player a lot of time to do all these moves to allow him to carry, jump back, put the ball back down. You can't guard that forever. That's going to break anybody, man. So you're giving him too much to do because they allow you with a gather step and then a gather dribble, and I can literally take my hands off the ball, let it bounce, and they catch it. They give him too much.
What you got to ask yourself is why is this allowed? These are the rules
to sell tickets because it's exciting.
Chicks dig the long ball because we don't want to watch a score with 79 and 81 and somebody won.
But now we get games where the Nets was putting up 90 points damn near at halftime, and you're like, damn, this is an end of the game score when it says 90-40. This game is over at halftime. And this is why we're getting things like this, because we're just shooting threes. When you put this guy out here shooting threes, this guy, and you get so many, I'm just saying, it's a combination of it, the volume of how they shoot the 3 ball. And it used to go from a day where they would settle from a check, not there, go to the big man. Now it's not there, skip it, and they're gonna find a way. I've watched guys nowadays go for fast breaks. Instead of going for the layup or dunk, they shoot out to the corner and shoot the 3. Now, back in the day, coach would have let you make that shot, called a timeout, and benched you for that.
Yeah.
Because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. Now, that's acceptable.
Yeah. And it used to be fill the lane. Somebody dribbled the ball. I know you 2 guys fill the lane. Now, at least one of them dudes is drifting off to that 3-point line. And you can't be mad at them, too, when they're making that shit.
I remember like there was a blooper they had last year of everybody spreading out, nobody going to the middle, and there was nobody in the middle, and they kept missing the shots and everything because everybody was settling for the 3 ball, not going in for the inside basket, which is becoming, I feel, a dying art. A layup and a dunk look good, but going to that middle and shooting the middle is a dying art.
I'm trying to tell you.
But, that's the way of the game, man. Everything evolves, man. If you can go for more points, go for more points. Who am I to tell you no? You're winning.
that's just a natural shot in rhythm to fake at the 3-point line. If somebody is coming at you and they about to play good D here for you to swipe right past them, get here and take that shot. If you can make that shot, you know what I'm saying? It's because everybody always doing this step back shit. And I feel like that's not a natural. You can make it natural because you can practice it a million times. But like you want to step into a shot and really, you don't want to step back. Like imagine if you're playing darts and you know how you getting the rhythm and you throwing it in there. Imagine if when you throw it,
So what's
you
the
doing
Kobe
it back?
What's the Kobe?
You jerking
What's the
back
Kobe fadeaway? What's the Mike fadeaway?
I mean, that's cute. You know what I'm saying? When
that's
the
coy.
shit
They
hit.
did it in key moments to win games, though. The fadeaway is legendary.
I mean,
it's just
but that's-
new moves, is what I'm saying.
That's different to me. Well, that's true though. That's true because it is the same. Basically, in theory, it is the same shit. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's just funny because like these guys are trying to shoot a three. They're doing too
Right.
much for that extra point. Where it's like, dude, if this space is wide open right here, 2 ain't bad. In
Yeah.
the course of a game, motherfuckers are doing that step back 2 or 3 in the first quarter. Nigga, like they need it, and it's like.
Hey, but my last note to touch on it. Today, if you was to do that to somebody, you gonna burst their bubble, and they gonna play shitty for the rest of the game because you done dropped their ass off, and now you fucking with them because you on their head top the whole day. And the way this emotional ass game is, you could be a dog head that whole damn game. It's like they the old day where motherfucker gonna get right back with you. The motherfuckers be like, man, this nigga just dropped me off. Coach, man, hey, some do. Everybody, but everybody's not as mentally
Some
strong
kids.
in the NBA though.
Some
That's all I'm
kids.
gonna say. My final note.
Some kids.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with hand checking. I think people don't realize if you watch 80s or 90s basketball and you watch someone like Derek Harper, guys out there, go check out Derek Harper and how big his hands were, and how you could almost, we could almost maneuver and guide you where you want to go. 82 feet, how long the court is, but yeah, I think hand checking along with the NBA, you have to understand, just like with hip hop. When you first look at hip hop, wasn't all that money that was generated. When money starts to get involved, things become more mainstream, and people don't want to see 75, 78 games. It's just the reality of it.
No, they don't.
And especially when you have guys like a LeBron James, or you have guys like John Morant, you want to see those guys utilize their athleticism. So I think a combination of the NBA and being more of a moneymaker now, along with taking out hand checking and those hard fouls, is going to naturally enhance scoring. Because, I mean, I'm an old head, but I would definitely say players today are absolutely more skilled than they were in the 80s and 90s.
I feel like the way the game is refereed, they want everybody to get their numbers.
Yeah.
I feel like they want this. I feel like they're creating the skill set for people down there.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. And it's a hindrance to the overall history of our game, to be very honest, because certain stats are uncomparable when you say this guy dropped 50 today, but somebody dropped 50 way back then, and like motherfuckers getting hand checked. That's an unfair comparison.
But that's why you have shows like this. You know what I'm saying, to debate that. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But,
I tell you this though, we see all this shit in the regular season though. Do mind you this. Let me see all this same action in the playoffs.
well, yeah, I mean, I think
All this, hey,
playoff
and then we
season,
get back to what we talking about, them 78, 75 games.
Mhm.
That's what the point
Yeah,
game. That's what
yeah.
we gonna talk about.
Yeah.
All this cute right now during regular season,
Mhm.
and I expect all this, but we are not going to see this same productivity out these same people doing this
If
all
it's
the
a
way.
blowout, it will, because then there ain't no pressure. You can score whenever.
Ain't gonna be no
But when
blowouts
it's
this year.
tight games,
Ain't gonna be no.
when it's tight games,
Ain't gonna be no old foes this year. Ain't gonna be no old foes this year. I
yeah,
don't think.
everybody
So-
get the missing shots. I seen the Milwaukee Bucks and the Raptors the other night. At the end of the first quarter, the score was 12-13.
Yeah, facts.
The Raptors hit 2 shots.
But that was probably the third or fourth game on an 8-game series. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you too, but in the playoffs, you're gonna be playing every other night too.
A real thing we do look at though is how well certain teams have been playing against other highlight teams. And I'll tell you this: in every locker room, they go and they circle highlight teams. If they have an 8-game or a 6-game stretch, there's gonna be 3 games on that team they gonna highlight that they gotta get at. I ain't gonna act like they don't take off the rest, but 3 of them teams gonna get played harder than the other 3 teams. Because some of them games they literally have to take off because you can't run. I mean, it's hard to run them games back to back. I don't, like I said, I played in the game before. I haven't played on a professional level, of course. You know what I'm saying? But your body takes wear and tear out the nights. You can't tell me them guys is going 110% every night like that. There are going to be certain games on them series that they highlight. And I feel like them games were going up. Them highlight games for them. Them highlight games for them.
Real quick, man. Talking about highlight games. Real quick, who's gonna win? Lions, Packers.
I don't know who gonna win. I know who I want to win. I want the Packers to win.
Packers by 3. They don't lose
I
at
picked
home.
them.
They don't lose at home like that, bro. They got to go to Lambeau. The Lions have a good
Lions
team.
might kick their ass.
They might. They have a good team. They have a
Let's
good
be
team.
honest.
But the Packers they need more. And I don't know. Put it like this. I've seen Aaron Rodgers close out games like this. I haven't seen Matt Stafford in a Lions uniform close out an important game like this. An important game like this.
Stafford don't play with them.
Goff, my bad. Not Stafford, Goff, my bad. I haven't seen Goff close out an important game like this. And I'm not saying this,
He
it
ain't
can't
been in this
happen.
situation yet.
But when I look at
Michael
when I
Jordan won a
look at
championship until he won a championship.
that's true. But at the same time, hey, I don't see the Packers losing at the crib like this.
I can see it.
The whole season right now for them making it into the playoffs relies on this game.
Yeah, what a heartbreak, man. What a
I mean, shit. You know what I would prefer, but I'm just being real with it.
The Lions did beat
I
the
wanna go
Packers
further.
back
Yeah.
in November 15-9. We can't pretend like this isn't a different Packer team, but I will push back on one thing you're saying about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers hasn't threw for 300 yards all season.
Yeah.
I want to say he hasn't thrown for 250 all season.
He only threw for one touchdown like the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
But you don't have to
But-
do that to beat the Lions.
But you do, because what you're not looking at is the Lions. The Lions are our top 5 offensive team in the league. They might be top 3. And then another thing I'll push back on is Christian Watson had a hip injury. He had one catch for 11 yards. He's been a big part of their 4-game win streak. So I think if the Lions can get up, and the Packers have shown to be a team that plays well in one half and not in the other, it is not crazy. It is not crazy to see that Lions
Not
team
at
going
all.
in there.
Not
And
at
be,
all.
because I understand what
I
you're
think
saying.
Detroit is better
in
than
the
the
past,
They don't know how to
Aaron
streak.
Rodgers, sure. But this is a different Aaron Rodgers. and
There's
his
2
weapon
people
right
I
now
don't
is
bet
hurt.
against. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
I bet against Tom Brady all year this year.
Man, hey, not in the playoffs.
Matter of
Regular,
fact, last
do it in
week,
the playoffs.
last week, every
Do it in the
pick I
playoffs.
picked, I got a perfect schedule last week.
Do it in
Every
the
game I
playoffs.
picked, I won.
That's what-
Because regular season Tom Brady is not playoff season Tom Brady.
I picked against him in the playoff too.
That's hey.
I don't
win it every
I don't
year.
think that matter because
You don't
Tom
win
Brady
it
is a
every
team. It's a team. That team right there.
Exactly.
They don't have
You know
a
what I'm
good
saying?
team.
If his team ain't good enough, I'm picking against them.
Talking about Tom Brady, Skip
Oh.
and Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
How y'all feel about that, man? How y'all feel? Y'all think Skip was bogus? How y'all feel about the tweet? Do you think it's over? The show is over? No more Skip and Shannon?
People probably gonna look at me sideways for this, but I'm just gonna keep it real. I feel like Shannon Sharp wouldn't be in the position he's in right now if it wasn't for Skip. Skip has kind of helped Shannon's career. I understand and I respect Shannon's look at the game as a player. I know what it's like to be a player. I understand, I respect him as a player and his point of views. He gives you aspect of the game that we can never be about because we never played in the NFL. I respect that. I understand Shannon and his personal issues, how he feels about the game, but I feel sometimes he be dragging Skip underneath the bus. I feel like Skip is given a platform. Nobody would be watching the show if it was just the Shannon Sharp show. It has to be Skip because Skip brings the bias to that. That's what he does. Skip is a real down-to-earth dude. He's old school, man. My man came, he wear Jordans. He's hip to the game. He ain't no just average as what we think he would be. You know what I'm saying? He actually has knowledge of the game. Yes, he's biased towards the Cowboys. He likes who he likes. He might put down LeBron. He might not look. But that's his job. That's what he does. I feel like sometimes they be going a little too hard on Skip. But I feel Shannon, what he did, he had to do to take his day off. But I can't say the show over. I can't see Shannon just doing it by herself, and nobody could replace Skip like that to make that show worth quality. It would have to be Skip. And the reason I bring up all these Skip Bayless is I'm not trying to seem biased towards Shannon or nothing like that, but Skip was the voice. If you really look at it, Skip really helped out Stephen A's career as well, where Stephen A was able to branch off and do what he had to do to sustain his success, where he's doing very successful too. Skip is able here, he done brought up Shannon. Nobody was thinking about Shannon Sharp and his views at this time. I'm just being respectful. But now Skip has helped have him have a platform. Now Shannon has his own separate platforms. He's doing other podcasts and things. Now he's getting his weight up. I feel like he's trying to come even with Skip, and I feel like he's trying to drag Skip a little, and Skip does his job. Skip might have been wrong for how early that tweet came out, but was it wrong? I don't think so. There was rightful views to it, and I can't keep saying that Skip is wrong for saying some real or true shit. It was just not the time for it, given the sensitive moment and the matter.
That's the only way it was wrong, because everybody asked the question later. It was just the timing of it. But like, he thinks that fast. He's always thinking about the game. He's thinking about playoff implications. And I understand. I'm glad you said what you said about Skip, because it's real easy to drag somebody when they down. It's easy to kick them, you know what I'm saying, when they down there. And the thing is, man, Skip is not, you know, some old country bumpkin, hillbilly, nigga hating motherfucker that some people who don't really watch the show or know him think that he may be. He's far from that shit.
Right.
If you really know his story. You know what I'm saying? Ask Ernestine, his black wife. But like, same point in time, like, I do feel like,
She black.
yeah, Ernestine black. He got a black wife.
Yeah.
She white.
I don't know, I ain't never seen her before.
She white.
They referenced her like she was black.
Nah, Stephen A. mama is Ernestine too. His wife is white. That shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's actually new information.
Yeah, she white.
You know what I'm
She
saying?
white.
But yeah,
no, go ahead, my
but
fault.
yeah, nah, man, it's just, you know what I'm saying, it's good to see, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers actually understand Skip more than just the hyperbole, because people take stories and run with them that are actually not even accurate, but, you know what I'm saying, they're just driven off emotion. You know what I'm saying? You know how that white-black thing can go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you'll get thrown on the bus. But, and also, I don't think that Shannon, you know what I'm saying, is doing anything wrong as far as talking with Skip, still communicating. I just feel like the dynamic is dying down a little bit, you know what I'm saying, because of Skip's recent action. It wasn't just that comment. Just a week before, he basically said since Tom Brady is the GOAT, quote unquote, of football, that Shannon Sharp's career didn't measure up. You know what I'm saying? This is supposed to be your guy, and he on the show talking about, you know what I'm saying?
They take little shots, but that's
Yeah.
what keeps the controversy of the show.
That-
You know,
that's
but that's
true.
what Skip does, keep the controversy.
It was just the way
Yeah.
that he.
Yeah,
It was.
and I'll
I
let
just,
you. I'll let you.
you know, I just felt that it was a little bit overboard. I felt like that conversation was beneath them, and some things are kind of hard to come back from. You know what I'm saying?
I would say I completely disagree. I would absolutely watch the Shannon Sharp show and if Skip wasn't.
now
I-
you would. At
No.
first you wouldn't though.
No, but that's still a testament to Shannon Sharp. That's not. I mean, that's like if you know what I'm saying, you sell dope. You know what I'm saying, and you give somebody some work. You know what I'm saying, and they keep flipping it, and you know what I'm saying, they turn that, you know what I'm saying, that house, and they turn it into such and such and that, and then you know what I'm saying, they done made it big. Yeah, you looked out for them, but they the ones who actually put in the work. It's the same thing with Shannon Sharp. Like, he's the one that's actually put in the work. Same thing with Stephen A. Like, Skip Bayless, in my opinion, like, I'm not gonna say that he's no country bumpkin and nothing like that, but I think he plays a part. I think Skip Bayless is one of those people that he cool with you until it's not beneficial for him anymore. I mean, you can wear the Jordans and this and that and blase, and you can say all the right things, but like when it actually like come down to it, and when I'm sitting here telling you to your face that how this made me feel and how my brother has been in that position, and you tell me I'm not taking that shit down, that's pretty much telling me to my face that you don't too much care.
He also related. He said, "I thought we weren't going to talk about this." which
Right.
means that even off the show previously that we weren't going to address this. So you catch me off guard, and I'm gonna catch you off guard. There's
No,
things
no,
there's things to
that's-
be
no.
said about it because
But that's wrong. That's wrong because what Shannon Sharp was actually looking out for him. Shannon Sharp was addressing the elephant in the room because that's what everybody was fucking saying.
Yeah.
As he wasn't there because of this. So to address the elephant in the room, he was trying to smooth it out over him and saying, "Look, I understand. This is why y'all saying, now hope he do take it down, but blase, blase." That was Skip that got emotional and said, "I thought we wasn't gonna talk about this."
True.
That shows me you been like he looking out for you, and you can't keep your fucking mouth shut long enough because you emotional about this shit to let this man smooth. He looking out for you, and that's when Shannon's like, "You won't know what? You won't even let me get through the monologue."
But how are you looking out for me when you making it be noticed because you leave the show and then make notice of you leaving the show without even talking to me? Now, if you want to
But
take
you
a
addressing
person,
the elephant in
but
the
if
room.
because the elephant in the room is you.
No,
When you, no,
it's not.
because
It's
he
the tweet.
no, it's because he didn't show up the next day because
Right.
of the sweep. Yes,
Right.
But
He was
Shannon,
addressing all of
but
that.
Shannon was the first one to get emotional, is what I'm saying. If he didn't feel a certain way about the tweet, he could have
Right.
called and talked to Skip, and they could have talked about it the next day as he came there. But since he took that day off, everybody was like, now there's an elephant in the room because he had
We
to take
don't.
the day off for what? Because he didn't like the tweet. So now there's an elephant room because you left, nigga. If you would have came back, there wouldn't have been an elephant room. So now you have to address something. And you just told fam you wasn't going to talk about it. We can go on of how you had an off day because you didn't like that on your terms. Yes. But now you made it my terms because you saying that you took the off day because of something I tweeted. Now it's a you and me thing. And when you tell me before the show starts that you're not going to talk about this, we can continue about sports, the health of him, and how he going to be doing after it, and continuation of how he's doing better. We're going to talk about how you didn't show up yesterday. That's the elephant in the room that Shannon Sharp created. If he would have came to the show, there would have been no elephant in the room. But since they had never talked because Shannon didn't show up that day and they didn't talk previously to that day, they thought they weren't going to discuss it. Now he kind of blindsided. I'm not going to sit here like I'm going to sit here and act like I'm 110 towards Skip because I'm not all the way. There's a timing for things. But I'm not going to sit here and act like Shannon Sharp didn't have no play in this as well. When you leave the show and you act like, if we was to have an argument on the show right now and I left and I didn't come back and we didn't do the next show together, when I came back, we probably had to talk why I didn't do the next show, correct? Because that's the elephant in the room.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I
Right.
feel like it was 50-50. That's all. I don't feel like it was 60-40.
I think it's nowhere 50-50 because my thing is if you can't control yourself and we're in front of TV, how do we know Shannon didn't hit him that night and he was still on some, hey, I'm keeping the shit up.
They never discussed it.
Shannon, we don't know that. Shannon even said, dog, evidently was a problem because the boss said you needed to clarify what was going on.
They never confirmed that though, because even Skip said that it was never confirmed.
Right, but
Those are irrelevant topics. The beef is between them two. That's what it is.
What I'm saying is Skip has a pattern of this shit. People always have an issue with Skip. That's what I'm saying. Skip plays, in my opinion,
I'll dispute that.
Skip plays that like that's what he's a character to me.
But that's
like,
what he's a controversy. That's what made what made him and Stephen A so good, because when you look at
Right.
Stephen A in them show,
He's a straight
it is
man.
not nearly as viewed as it once was when Skip was there, because their controversies was A1. Now we
Right.
got Undisputed and First Take about damn near even, because you
Right.
break it and watch them. I'm just saying,
That's-
and part of that reason Skip. I'm just saying.
Right, but but I don't watch it because it's fake. No,
All that shit
like
fake.
like me, I don't like that fake. Like he makes up dynamics just to be
He
controversial.
do.
Like
He do.
that shit is corny to me. Like
It's boss corny. That's what
that
he
shit is
do.
Mad
It
corny.
seems like you make that shit
He
up.
like
He
so to
do.
me, like Draymond Green said, all y'all old motherfuckers that's doing, like, no one wants to see that shit no more. Motherfuckers want to have real conversations about sports. All that fake shit and this and that.
And that's why you watch old head motherfucking podcasts,
Absolutely.
and you don't watch that no more because
Absolutely.
they're talking that fake stuff is pumped up.
But Sauce Gardner, moving right along, Sauce Gardner was selected to be a starter in the Pro Bowl as a rookie. Do you guys see any rookies out there in the draft this season that could possibly do that next season. I want to kick it off. I could see Jordan Addison out of UFC. He was the Biletnikoff winner as a sophomore, put up stupid numbers. He had 59 receptions, 875 yards, 8 touchdowns last year at USC. But his sophomore year, when he won the Biletnikoff Award, he had 100 receptions, 1,593 yards, and 17 touchdowns for the University of Pitt. And they also had him going to the Packers, being drafted to the Packers. I absolutely love Jordan Addison.
What position?
Wide receiver.
Okay.
Wide receiver. I think if you have Watson on one side and him on as a 2, where he's getting single coverage, Jordan Addison could absolutely be a problem. I don't see him getting the start over Justin Jefferson. But like I said, with football, you never know. And you
said you going to the Packers?
No, they had the latest mock draft.
Going
mock
to where?
had him going to the Packers.
Okay.
Had him
What do you
going
think
to-
he gonna land?
I could definitely see the Packers taking him. I see him going somewhere in the first round. Because they could definitely use a wide receiver, give Rodgers more weapons. But I could see Jordan Addison. I think it could be a long shot. But of anybody who I could absolutely see coming out this draft that could be a Pro Bowl wide receiver, I could see it being Jordan Addison, especially if he comes to the Packers. Is anybody you guys saw in the draft you think that could possibly?
I mean, not so much because I haven't seen how this combine. I feel like this was a trick question because it's so early. Because the combine ain't hit yet. You know,
I don't put a big emphasis.
I don't put a whole bunch into that, but it does show a specific.
Actually, I put little to none.
It shows a specific skill set to where it can play show draft, and that's why they hold it. If a team sees that you can bench press 375 40 times, I guarantee you probably will be picked up as a left tackle by anybody on that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying certain key things. I'm not saying that's a specific.
I hate
but,
the draft. I hate the combine
but
personally.
with that being said, with injuries still giving in because we don't know what the future may bring us, this is a kind of a trick question because even my favorite player could fall subject to injury that could be taking them out the field of game for 3 to 5 games, preseason injuries. I feel like if anybody was to come and be a standout for anybody, it would have to be the Heisman winner, Caleb. What was his name?
Next year.
Oh shit! Well, shit. I don't know. He's the only person I can see that was like somebody standing. I can't really see nobody being a certified all-out stand. There's going to be some great pieces. I know this is going to be a big corner defensive. There's going to be a lot of corners, a lot of defensive pieces coming out this draft. A lot of linemen coming out this draft. I didn't really see no big quarterbacks. There's a few receivers in. Not really.
I thought you would have picked your guy, Peter. That's who I was gonna pick outside of Addison.
Not really that big though. Like I can't see him coming in just standing, being just an instant.
Why not? Nelson did it for the Colts. I mean, granted, he's great. Quentin Nelson is great as a guard. He is great.
It's
He's
just
gonna be a Hall of
hard.
Famer.
To me, it's so hard to see who adapts between the college and the NFL speed. I've seen so many, even Heisman players, winners, just not be able to adapt to the NFL speed and just the speed of the game. So it's so hard to see who the. And you know the thing about Sauce, like there's going to always be an exception of any draft, and I feel like. And you don't know what number he's going to come out. It could be 32nd. It could be number 7. It could be 56. Who knows? 183 he could be coming out. Who knows? But the thing about it is who's going to adapt to the system better, what system they are, who's the coaching, how they're put to that piece and whatever. I've watched so many good quarterbacks come out of college, be the number 1 draft, go to a shitty team, a shitty organization, and end up a bust. Look at everybody the Browns have ever drafted. Look at everybody the Jets have ever drafted, quarterback-wise, at that position when they had the opportunity to get them, and they never was able to put a good system to make it sustainable. And a lot of these good guys fall off because of the system. some of these guys fall into him, like for instance, the guys that you see that end up coming up is a guy who got picked damn near very last in the pick, was an undrafted pick, and he went to Bill Belichick. He's a quarterback you ain't never heard of, but he sat there and watched the system for 4 years, and all of a sudden we put him in, and he's winning. He won 4 games in a row, and now we talking about who is this guy, and now we bringing their name up, just like my man for the Cowboys, Rush. Who is this guy? But he came in there and got them some wins when they needed it until their quarterback got healthy. These are the guys that we talking about coming out this draft this year. Guys like that, serviceable dudes. Every year doesn't have a Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner is maybe a 1 in every 4 or 5 years type of player. The last player I can remember who was doing that damn good was Jalen Ramsey. That came out and made an explosive scene like that at that position that came out their first year and continued to do that every year after that. Ramsey. I'm just saying that's what I look at. No, that position's hard like that, so I don't see not too many. I gotta see who is adapt to the NFL. So that's why I feel like this is a trick question, because I've watched guys that were primed and already for the NFL break. Johnny Manziel like niggas.
Man, for a lot of those reasons, the reason why I don't really watch the college game, I don't even have an answer for
Matt
this
Leinart.
question. That's Reggie Bush even. You know what I'm saying? And he was okay in the NFL, but he wasn't, what he was at USC. But, like, that's part of the reason why I don't, because it's like, this is a different game. You know what I'm saying? Not only, for a lot of reasons I don't watch college game. I can't blame them. I can't talk shit about the niggas' kids. But, like, yeah, man, like, this is a different game, man. Until you, like, make a mark here, like, what you did in college don't really matter, man. The bars was the shit, man. Until that motherfucker got ran over by motherfucking Bo Jackson on that goal, man. Brian Bosworth was the shit. He got ran over by, man,
A grown man.
Exactly. And then his career seemed like it was over.
What
You know what I'm saying?
what do they say when you get hit when you get hit off your first hit when you get into the game and your first NFL? Welcome to the league.
Yeah.
Welcome to the league, young buck. Off your first hit, however you get it.
Man.
Welcome to the league.
First time
Some-
you get introduced.
Some I just don't feel like some are able to cater. Some good, they were good in like college, but it'll never be that transferable over to like the league like that. And that goes for a lot of sports and stuff. I've watched a lot of good college players just not be able to transfer to the NBA league and or the NFL league. But like I said, I got to see a little bit more. But I to me, I gotta see the combine a little bit. That's kind of where I make my judgment before they go in. That's a personal thing, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of watch it. It doesn't judge the best player, because you could have a shitty combine and still be amazing.
I was about to say.
I don't do it, but
That's the roof,
when teams look for prime players, the combine has a lot to do with how a NFL team scouts you. That's all I can say in a professional sense. You can make or break how you can get your draft pick by a combine.
But
If you have a shitty combine,
they be asking niggas and shit.
true. That's true. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. But
your lady and your mama was falling off.
but
who would you save?
how
You
many
only
times?
save one. You're like,
How many
"God damn,
times
nigga,
have
what
you
gotta
seen
do?"
guys
Oh,
slide by having a good combine, but don't be a good player when they get to the league though?
Yeah.
That's why I look at it, but I look at certain things. I look at certain things. If you have a lineman that does a great cone drill, you got something. That's something you look for.
Yeah,
if your lineman can knock out a cone drill, not how someone fast, that cone drill is important.
Yeah.
Not so much the strength, the cone drills. If you look, I'm just saying, there's certain aspects of the combine, and it can upgrade or downgrade your pick from a national
That's true.
NFL football point of view.
I would disagree as far as strength, though. If your offensive line is strength, absolutely is important. 40-yard dash isn't important, but cone, and I would even say the cone isn't necessarily that important. Your strength is probably most important in your arm length.
If you're a lineman and you have shitty footwork, they won't get you. Because you'll step on another lineman and you'll get them injured. That's exactly what we talk about injuries this year.
I think to a certain degree. But yeah, man, moving right along, man, having a great show today for y'all. We got our NBA All-Star draft, man. Everybody got their teams pulled up. We're going to start it off today with each going to pick 7 players to fill out both teams. If you guys at home, y'all let us know who y'all will pick. But it'll be LeBron James. He'll be going first because he has the most votes. So it'll be Team James against Team Durant. They're right now the two top vote getters right now. So right now, Team James is on the clock. I'll go last, I'll go third, and that's how we'll just keep going. So Hendo, the man of the hour, man.
What I get,
you
Bo?
pick? We get 7 overall.
I get 7 picks.
Yeah, you get 7
Team
overall.
James. First and
Well,
foremost.
we're gonna go Team James first, and then we'll do we'll go back and forth. So say you do James, then you'll do Jokic, James, Jokic, James. We'll just keep. I mean, not Jokic. Excuse me, Durant. So James, Durant,
You just run my
James.
flow.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? James, we'll just keep going. So you're gonna start with
You don't-
James.
So I don't get James. I get Durant.
You get Durant next.
Alright.
Then we'll
Okay,
just keep,
okay.
You understand?
Shit. First,
I'll write them down. So.
First off, I'm gonna have to go to James, man. I ain't gonna be no
No,
goofy.
no, James is already picked.
Oh, he already picked?
That-
Okay,
We're
okay.
picking for his team. So you're LeBron James. Who would you pick? Who would you pick
Oh,
next?
shit. Say less, say less.
Who would be? So you get the first pick. You get the first pick.
My first pick coming out gonna be Joker. I'm going Joker off bat.
Joker.
Yep, I ain't even disputing that one. Joker off bat.
Okay.
That is some goddamn bullshit. We're gonna go ahead and make this real easy. We're gonna go Giannis.
Okay, Giannis, Team Durant.
Team Durant. I got Giannis.
Okay.
Oh shit, we doing both ends. We doing East first.
He made me go. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
No, you know it ain't like that.
I get it. I ain't even worried about it. I
Hold
got
up,
something
hold
for
up,
that.
hold up. Let me write that down. All right. Giannis. So Giannis is gone, and Joker is off. Now, Team James. Who am I taking? Give me. If we got Embiid, we need somebody. We're gonna need some shooting. Give me Curry.
So y'all can take 6. You would need to be 21. There's 3 of us. So I'll take 7.
It's
We all
12.
gonna take 6.
So shit, what I gotta go East now?
It's 12. So we'll each take 7.
Let me see. Let me come out. Coming out. He says 12. You right?
21. Yeah. So say me.
Let me come out the East real quick. Let me get
I took Curry. So Steph Curry's gone. Who you taking?
Let me get Kyrie out the East.
For Durant. It's Team Durant now.
Yeah,
no,
that's
yeah,
Team
yeah,
Durant.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Team Durant.
No.
You right? Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you're
right.
Durant. Yeah.
Team
You know
Durant.
Who you got now?
Curry.
Yeah.
Curry.
I just took Curry.
Not Curry. Kyrie.
Kyrie.
My bad.
Yeah.
Not Curry. Kyrie.
Kyrie, Team
Off
Durant.
Team Durant. Yep.
Gotcha.
And you took the joke. I'm taking Zion.
That's solid.
Ooh.
Zion.
Team
Oh,
James.
gosh, yeah. It's
Zion
about to
is
get
gone.
ugly. I'll fuck these niggas up in 2K with my team. I'll fuck
Okay,
these
Durant.
niggas.
We got. Who we gonna get to mess with Zion? Who's out? Oh, come on, man. Let's go, Luka.
Mhm.
Come on, Luka.
That was nice.
Team Bronny. Let me get Ja Morant.
Damn.
We on Ja. He done took goddamn Ja.
Ja's off the board, people.
He done goddamn took goddamn. All right, man. We're gonna go ahead and go Joel and B.
You a dirty dog,
Yeah,
ain't
you
you?
have to do that.
He was a dirty dog.
He's so
He
solidified.
was
Nah.
a dirty dog.
I ain't no beating this team.
Okay.
Ain't no beating this team.
Ooh, so we got 5 apiece right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Shit,
5.
I don't know about
So
five.
you took it-
Got 3.
No, James. It's James, Jokic. This will be the starting 5 for Team James. James,
Oh, James already included.
James,
Okay,
Jokic,
yeah.
Curry, Zion Williamson, Ja Morant. Starting for Team Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid. Those are our starters.
All right.
Now, going back to who did you pick? You picked Embiid last.
Yeah, I picked the B.
Okay, so now Team Team James. We're gonna go reserve. Who wants to be my first reserve?
This on Team Durant.
No, it's Team James. This will be
Okay.
oh my goodness, what am I thinking? Come on, Tatum. Come on, Tatum. I picked him for MVP too this year, Jason Tatum. Team Durant now, and who you taking?
Man, let me bring it on home, man. DeRozan, man. DeMar, come on in, baby.
Hell no. Where you at?
Come in, DeMar. I ain't gonna do us like that, man.
DeRozan is off.
DeMar, where my car?
DeRozan is off. Who you taking, B.I.?
Man.
Team James. Team James.
Team James, I gotta go Kawhi Leonard, man.
You ain't wrong for that.
I gotta go Kawhi.
You ain't wrong for that.
You know what I'm saying? If he up to snuff.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. That's Valerie.
I need a 3 because LeBron running my 1.
Okay.
So we're going to do. So Kawhi is off the board. Durant. Who we? Come on, fam. Y'all niggas is tripping. Give me. I am tripping. Let's see who we got. We need some shooting.
Man, you already know.
Come on, Donovan.
How about to say?
Come on, Donovan.
That's a name that wasn't mentioned. Shit.
Donovan, let's go. So Donovan's off the board. Team James, who we going, Hendo?
Damn, man. Let's see, man. That fam said we're gonna need some defense, man. Shit, we're gonna need, man. Come on, Draymond. Draymond Green, man. Bring him on.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What?
Yeah, Draymond, man. Bring him in. I need some defense, man. This defense underrated, man. I'm telling you. When you need a dog, that's the dog you call.
Team James, right?
Yeah, man. You call in Draymond. I bet he wish he had Draymond right now.
Trey Young, Jack. I'm about to round out my squad. My squad finna fuck you niggas right up. This is not even close, son.
Niggas would have missed a bunch of shots.
Shit.
You got Trey Young.
Trey Young.
Okay.
Ouch.
Team James. Let's see who's left. So we got Tatum, Kawhi, Draymond. We're gonna need some scoring. Dame Dollar.
You ain't wrong.
Okay. That just got real.
We need some Dame Dollar and some playmaking in there. Durant. Who we going? On the bench, Hendo. Who we going?
We need some playmaking. Bring my man LaMelo out, man. Let me get LaMelo out there, man. He can shoot 3 ball, ain't they plays.
Okay.
Fuck with LaMelo, man. Come on.
I'm mad at that. That was my nigga. I ain't gonna front. That just took my team back a step.
You alright? You got Kyle
Alright.
Kuzma? You alright?
Ooh.
Okay, you got Melo.
I got Andrew Wiggins.
1, 2, 3.
No,
Ooh.
I'm not fucking with them.
Over playoff heat?
I am not fucking around with Andrew Wiggins.
Team James. Who we taking?
I'm taking Klay Thompson.
You ain't wrong for that. You ain't wrong.
Need me a spot up shooter. Why not
You
take
ain't wrong for that.
best there is?
Klay Thompson. He is out of there.
Oh yeah, that just happened.
All right, Team Durant. Who am I taking? Oh my goodness, we got none but we need some size. We don't have any size on the
Let's
bench.
go with number 9.
Let me get Pascal.
Oh, you ain't wrong. He's solid.
Give me Pascal. Having
That's
a great
solid.
year this year, actually. 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, so we got 2 more picks now for each team. Because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so we got, that'll be 10. So 2 more picks. Team James, you're next, Endo.
All right, man. We're going to need some scoring from me, man. Let me get Booker. Devin Booker.
Ooh, I like that. That's what I'm going to take next.
Ouch. Fucking ouch.
Durant, James has 1 more pick. Who you got?
Took my man's dog, so I'm gonna have to go Donovan Mitchell.
You ain't
Mitchell's
wrong.
already taken.
He already taken.
Yeah.
Mitchell's already on Durant.
Yeah, I grabbed a nigga early.
Then give me
Psych. He did.
Then give me Tyrese Halliburton.
Ooh.
Hey, that's a solid pick, though.
Yeah.
That's a solid pick. Because he's solid all around.
Yeah, good pass.
I won't be mad
Motherfuckers
about
wanna
that.
Get niggas the ball.
I like that. Last pick for LeBron James. Let's see. We don't have any size on the bench.
You know what you want to go with. You know what
You
you
want
want
to
to
know what?
do. Yup, say it.
Just because I'm feeling spicy.
Just say it, boy. We say it at the same time.
No, we're not. AD.
Yeah.
AD, let's
That
go.
was definitely my next pick.
AD, let's go. Last pick, Endo. You got the last pick.
What team?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Team Durant, last pick.
Team Durant.
Let's see who's left.
Last pick. You don't even gotta tell me right now. I'm already on it.
Andrew Wiggins, Paul George, Lloyd Marketing, Kevin Looney, Russell Westbrook. No one said Devin Booker? Yeah,
did.
Booker's out of there. So Austin Reeves is left. Jordan Poole. Hey, you better not. Derrick Rose, Darius Garland, James Harden, Jaylen Brown, Jared Allen, Nick Claxton, Paolo Banchero, Kyle Kuzma. Those are the players left available.
And I need to pick for who?
You would be picking for Kevin Durant, last pick.
Kevin Durant. Last pick. They need some
Right
size.
now on the bench, you have DeRozan, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, LaMelo, Pascal, and Tyrese Halliburton. I know why I would go.
I'm gonna give him some solid down low, man. Jared Allen.
That's what I would want.
I'm gonna go with Jared Allen because Jared Allen's solid down low, and they're gonna need a big man that's solid down low. They got a lot of
That's what I
playmakers,
want.
some people who can go.
Good pick. Good pick. Team James starters. What would be LeBron James, Jokic, Steph Curry, Zion Williamson, Ja Morant versus Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, and Embiid. Durant's bench, King James bench. Jason Tatum, Kawhi Leonard, Draymond Green, Dame Dollar, Klay Thompson, Devin Booker, Anthony Davis. And on the bench, for Kevin Durant, we got DeMar DeRozan, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, Pascal, Tyrese Halliburton, and Jared Allen. Man, it's gonna be fun, man. That is gonna be fun. Y'all let us know out there what team you think will win this. Team James or Team Durant. I'll be posting on the page later today, so y'all let us know, man, what y'all think. We're actually gonna be postponing the Gilbert Arenas and Damian Lillard and Gilbert Arenas. We're gonna be postponing that to next week, man. So y'all let us know, man, what y'all think about that. Chime into that. But we're gonna be wrapping it up. And can you please tell these people what time it is, B.I.?
Trade your mother episode.
Man, trade yourself, young people.
Trade
If you don't know what trade yourself is, this is the segment of our show where we you need to pick somebody who need to trade themselves. You don't need to say fuck you in a nice way. You just need to say, you want to know what? Trade yourself. Perfect example, Brett Favre. When he pulled that welfare queen shit, you don't need to say, you won't know what, fuck you. You need to say, sir, trade yourself. You need to trade the person you are in for a new person. We normally try to keep it in sports, but hey, shit happens. So who need to trade themselves this week, B.I.?
Man,
I think you got something on your mind.
I hate to beat a dead horse. You know what I'm saying? It ain't know that conversation was gonna go that long today. But
Good show
undisputed.
Ooh.
The whole show might have to trade itself.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I'm placing blame. I'm not pointing the finger at either one. But have y'all seen the show after?
Yeah.
Because it didn't seem as upbeat, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It seemed like the energy has been taken out of the building a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I feel like they can get back to, you know what I'm saying, good shows or whatever. I don't feel like the shows have been terrible. But at the same point in time, it's like, I felt
ain't
it.
fake.
There's another elephant in the room now. It's the energy level. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to miss. Shannon Sharp is a lively motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He can be cool and chill and calm too. But when he like that for most of the time, something's off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, like, only reason I say trade yourself to the show is because I don't want them to go. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I watch them. But at the same time, it's like, you know, either get it together or do away, you know what I'm saying, do away with the whole shit, man. That's just the way I feel about the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because going on with some lackadaisical energy, and if motherfuckers ain't feeling it, if it ain't fun, don't do it, man. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's the way I live my life. That's my gift and my curse, though. So I don't want to put my demons and cast them on anybody else. But at a certain point in time, that's how I live my life. If it ain't fun, I don't do it. That's how I live my life every motherfucking day, man. That's how I want it. It's things you gotta do, I get it. I'm a responsible adult. But like at the same point in time, like, nah, man, I genuinely and naturally do the things that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? This show, everything that I do, it's because I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel obligatory in any sense of the word. You know what I'm saying? I do this shit because I fucking want to. And if them dudes, I understand they're under contract and all that, but you know, if you don't want to do it anymore, you know what I'm saying? We all understand. They both can have their own separate ventures. They both can still be successful without each other. Appreciate the time that y'all had. Don't look at it as a bad thing, but just a thing, a good thing, actually, an experience. Right. That's what I was always told. Everything ain't gotta be bad. Sometimes it can just be an experience. You learn from it, you move on, and you appreciate it for what it was, as opposed to for what it wasn't or how it turned out. You know what I mean?
I love that. I love that analogy. Who need to trade themselves, Hendo?
Not so much they self, just an old act of ways, man. The NFL policy on how they treat players when they do get injured and they're away from the game of, you know, NFL and they're away from the game of football. The way the NFL policies is treated today, it makes players want to go and get their money earlier than sooner. And what I mean like that sounds crazy to a lot of people, is like, I don't get mad when I see players. Sometimes I get a little upset with my team, but I understand it, okay? When you see how shitty the NFL treats veteran players who have left the game due to injury, you would be disgusted, sick to your stomach, because they don't treat them well. And when you hear about the stories at Oldham and what happened of how these players who have been paralyzed or have a lot of CTS from the hits taken, CTE, from the hits, concussions and stuff, and how many they take in, how they treat them, and how they go through their process, how they give we should be treating them like veterans. We really should.
On the real.
They've sacrificed their body to a sport and a game to please other people. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they haven't do it, but back in the day, you want to get paid. Now, I'm not getting mad when these guys are catching $4 million and $56 million. Get paid, young brothers. So when I tell these guys to go chase that bag, go chase that bag. Get it early. When I see guys like Johnny going in for 2 years in school and going into the league, some days like they said he might as no, go get that bag while you can. Go get the money while you can and are able. If you would have came back next year for them Badgers and twisted an ankle or hurt a knee, his stock would have dropped. It may have affected where he's at now. Get the bag while you can. So that's why when I tell people chase that bag while you can. So now it sounds crazy because now it's like, oh, they're in for the money. Yes, you have to be. Because at the end of the day, when you away from the game and you got an injury and your injury requires you going to the hospital, and your hospital is $56,000 a year, and your checks was 100 and some thousand for the years you played. All you doing is paying off your medical just to survive. You ain't catching no benefactors. You ain't catching no NFL pension plans because you might not have met the quality or their sound standards to meet what it is they terms. And nobody knows what their terms is because it's like a private organization. They have their own regulations. Trade y'all fucking selves, man. Treat the players that sacrifice they selves and their bodies to that game a lot better than what you do. Y'all making money, man. You making a shit ton of money. Every game you make money. Every time you post that shit, every time we watch a game, you making money, man. Kick back to those guys, man. They veterans. They deserve it. Trade yourselves, man. It's just weak.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think I can add any more to that, man. Absolutely. If you're not looking out for players, and if you I'm pretty sure he has cash, but Mongo used to play for the Bears. What's the name? I can't think of his name, but right now he's not doing well. Can't think of his name was Mongo, but he actually ended up becoming a wrestler too. That's where the name Mongo came from. But he played for was it Hampton?
Yeah.
Was it Hampton?
I think it was. Even the fridge. Even the fridge wasn't doing well.
Not Dan.
No, not Dan.
Even the Fridge was doing, but it's just hard. They just don't take care of their players.
Dave Durison's
You know?
story is sad as fuck. You like shooter stuff or something? I can't remember what Dave Durison did.
I don't know. I've heard the name.
Yeah, he was a number 22. He was our cornerback when we won that Super Bowl. Man, that motherfucker, man, he was suffering bad for like years. He was suffering with that shit.
The Fridge.
Messed
I'm
up.
telling you, the
Man, I
Fridge was
feel all
fucked
he
up
was going
too. He
through.
battled
I think he actually,
alcoholism.
committed suicide maybe or some shit.
I feel like
Motherfucker,
everybody from that
Jimmy,
era,
man.
everybody.
Motherfucker gotta wear glass shades every damn day. He gotta wake up and throw his shades on. He can't take no light. This motherfucker here been fucked up. Like he can't remember shit half the time. Hell yeah, Jimmy man is fucked up.
But none of them players will get looked at because their tenure is past done. And even past done, they don't get looked at. They don't get no pension plan. If you don't do well with your money and your funds when you get them, you're a liability when it gets to be that age. And now they have to be taken care of. And you end up in an old folk home with a lot of problems and stuff that somebody in your family might have to end up paying off. And that's sad because you literally broke records. You've done shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We talk about everybody that's done well, but 15, 20 years from now, did the NFL gonna give a fuck about Tom Brady? Not at all. Even though he holds all their record, he's gonna be wheelchaired in there and wheeled the fuck out of there right back to his place. Ain't no special care. I'm just saying, we gotta take care of the people who've given us all this great joy in our lives and stuff. And I feel like they'll never get looked at like that. And NBA happens like that too all the time, but NFL really gets looked at like that because there's a lot less people that make that NFL. I feel like than the NBA.
Am I wrong for saying Tom Brady gonna be okay if he threw the ball away a whole bunch of times? Him and motherfucking Aaron Rodgers is always throw the ball away. I mean, they take hits. They get hit.
Play
but
smart.
not as much as normal
Play smart, young
quarterbacks.
brother. Play
These
smart.
motherfuckers get rid of that
What
shit.
you got? What's yours for today?
Miles, I disagree with you, man. I couldn't follow that. I absolutely agree, man.
Yeah, man, that shit was
I'm not gonna say it. I'll probably get in trouble, but yeah. Anyway, man, another great show today, man. Episode 34. We gonna be coming at y'all next week, same time. Episode 35, man. We're gonna be talking about Prime versus Prime next week. Gilbert Arenas versus Damian Lillard. Who do you feel like is the better scorer, man? I definitely got my thoughts on that one. But we'll also be doing our NFL mock draft next week, so that should be fun, man. First show of the year, we got a big year of Mike. That's my thing, right? I'm actually gonna get that shirt made. It's the year of Mike, man. 2023, man. The GOAT year. It's gonna be our GOAT year. But anyway, like I said, Old Heads episode 34. We thank y'all for supporting us. Downtown, La Crosse, Wisconsin, Saturday night. Please go get you something to eat from Press Break. They got great Chicago food, cheesy beef, Italian beefs. If you at home, you on the game, you got you some, you know what I'm saying, some herbals, you got some cognac, you want to listen to some good music, please download Bump That Radio app, man. Download the Bump That Radio app. Listen to some good music here tonight, man. Trying to bring radio back like how it used to. And I done seen y'all with them dirty ass cars. Can you please tell them where they can go with their car?
If your car looking salty, like your ex-girlfriend's attitude, and it's looking dusty, like a triple OG is right now, sitting at the old folks home, take it over to King KO Car Wash, right off of La Crosse Street, right by that Quick Trip. You go in there, they got a real nice little undercarriage washing. They'll get all that salt off.
Yeah.
I think it's like $10+. They got the best little detail service you could do, man.
Yes,
if you go in there and tell them you know Hendo, you might get a discount. I can't put it on there. I ain't coined that yet, but we working towards something, man.
Yes,
so
sir.
you know what I'm saying? Hey, check them out, man. You
Yes,
want your
sir.
ride looking nice? Mess with them, man.
Man, King KO, man, Cuzzo doing big things, man. We're going to always support you here. Also, man, I cannot forget, if you are out there, please, I would like to wish my mom, Ernestine Funches, a very happy birthday today. She turned a big 68 today. Happy birthday, Mom. I thank you for everything that you've done for me. I hope you have a great day today. And yeah, man, I'm not going to talk about the chicken wing story about how my dad hit you in the head with a bag of chicken wings.
Oh, that's bad.
They was frozen too. They was frozen. He was playing. He just staying. bopped her in the head with the chick. And the fucked up part is he made me season them the next day.
And this is him not talking about shit.
Right?
Nah, you know what I'm saying? Good point. I ain't gonna say nothing about it, but
The
here you
chicken
go.
wing story.
Not the chicken wings.
The chicken wing
They never went the
story.
waste.
No, it wasn't like domestic violence. He was just, it was just playing
Snap.
around. He had took him out the freezer. They were just playing around. And I would come in like, Mom, what's wrong? Your daddy playing. He come in here with a bag of chicken wings. Said he did. He did what?
On that note, happy birthday. From the Old Head Podcast,
Happy
man.
birthday, Bob, from the Old Head Podcast, man. Happy birthday, Ernestine Funches, Old Heads, episode 34. I'm your co-host, man, Omar, a.k.a. O'Milly, a.k.a. that dude, a.k.a. Mr. Rello. If you know, you know. We out of here. Let these brothers go ahead and say y'all where they can see y'all
peace,
at, man.
love, and head grease.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
man. Shout out my boy John Quest out in Philly, man. Shout out my man Keys Online, man. Trying to hit that 40 on 2K, man.
Ugh.
We all got to go through that money experience, baby. You already know it is.
Ugh.
Man, other than that, man, hey, another show, another victory, man. Keep checking us out. Hit that motherfucking
Please
subscribe button, man. Go on
Please.
that.
Like and
Go on
subscribe.
YouTube and subscribe for us, baby.
Yeah, like
we
and
just trying to pay the
subscribe.
bills. That's all, man.
That's all, man. Trying to pay the bills. Oh, yeah, episode 34. We out of here. Good shit, good shit.
That was the old,
It's yours.